Greetings and salutations, Seahawks Palaver back, and a lot has changed since our last video here. We've purged several contracts as we reshape the roster in Mike McDonald's image. Three bloated contracts are now gone, and Will Disley, who everyone liked Uncle Will, but paying $10 million for a blocking tight end and whose contributions have been diminished, just wasn't really fiscally responsible. And then, of course, Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs, whose huge salaries for the safety position was just a complete roster mismanagement. I get why they did it. I mean, they kind of had to re-sign Jamal Adams after giving up so much for him, and Quandre Diggs was kind of a reward for previous play that he just could not sustain. Regardless, both of those are gone. We got a bunch of dead money, but we also have some money to work with. If you look at the roster here, I changed it a little bit. Before, I just didn't list our free agents at all, but now I have the unrestricted free agents in gold, who are a lot of starters, and then of course our restricted and exclusive rights free agents. I put it in blue. For the most part, maybe some of them might still be in yellow. It's hard to tell sometimes. I get conflicting information from different websites, but regardless, I have it all so that you can see, where the strengths of the team are or where the holes are. I also put in salmon. What, I don't know what color that is. What is that? Chartreuse? I have no idea, but it is something to differentiate. These are again large contracts that may not match the production on the field. This is Draymond Jones here. Again, I think that he can have a breakout performance under Mike McDonald. I think that he has a chance to really justify his contract. So I hope that they don't give up on him yet. There has been talk that it wouldn't be too bad to cut him, even though we just signed him to a big contract last year. The dead money hit wouldn't be too bad. I disagree. I think that we can salvage that contract, and I think that he can be a good performer for us this year. That's my hypothesis. Nick Ballore, special teams guy that we're paying like $3.8 million to or something like that. It's kind of a high amount, I think. And we have a new special teams coordinator. Maybe he doesn't see the same value. We'll see. Maybe he's also a potential cut. Brian Monet also gone. That saved us another $5 million or so. And Tyler Lockett. We all love Tyler Lockett, of course, but again, declining production, very high salary. Might be something that we either, people say restructure, but I don't know how we restructure that in such a way as to still make it viable. I don't know. It seems rude almost to cut someone who's been such a steadfast member of the Seahawks and so productive for so many years. But yeah, he was really overpaid last year. He's probably going to be overpaid this year if he stays on the team. As his contract is structured now, maybe something gets done. I don't know. I'd hate to say goodbye to Tyler Lockett under grim circumstances, but sometimes the Seahawks should just be more ruthless than they have been in the past. Also, I have the practice squad listed. We have 4 wideouts on there, and it's still one of the strongest positions on their team. So I'm uncertain what the coaching staff sees in these particular players, but they constitute the largest chunk of the practice squad with 4 people in the wideout position. Sean Mannion's there. I never really saw a lot of upside in him, but who am I to judge? Tyler Mabry is always on and off the active roster. He's on our practice squad right now. Bryant Koback re-signed. Joey Hunt is back. He feels like he's been a Seahawk forever, and yet he's still practice squad eligible, which is interesting. Hamilcar Rashed, I'm unfamiliar with him, to be honest. Matt Gotel flashed some in the preseason, but hard to tell. Austin Feolu is on the practice squad. I don't really have a lot to say about him, and I don't really remember him playing. Levi Bell, I don't understand why he's not on our active roster. He was so good in the preseason, and he was so committed, and he told the coaching staff that he would do anything to get on the field, and he did not do so. On a side note, if you just want to skip to the mock draft portion, just slide on over. It's not going to bother me any. I know some people don't want to hear a lot of the roster construction talk, but I thought it's interesting to look and see where the strengths are of our roster compared to the strengths of the draft, because this year they really do not align, I don't think. I mean, it's such a weak linebacker class, and that's where we need to have some good starters step up. It's a strong wide receiver class, and that's where we're strongest right now. It's just really unfortunate that it played out this way. We also need another starting safety. We need help, and the draft hasn't really aligned with us. So we're gonna have to draft really smart this year, and I'm super excited to see what they do. You know, it's wide open, but it's difficult. It's not gonna be easy because we can't just draft skill positions to this. We can't really draft to the strength of the draft because it's not necessarily the strength of our roster. Yeah, we're gonna have to have a really smart offseason, smart free agent signings, smart draftings, maybe some smart trades. We'll just have to see what happens. All right, let's kick over to the mock draft and see how that goes. Okay, Seahawks 16, 7 rounds. Let's go. I actually tried trading up to number 1 using this simulator for Caleb Williams, and it didn't work. There's nothing I could do short of trading all of our drafts for the next 2 years and some of our roster to get up there. So, if anyone, I just wanted to see what would happen, and nothing happened. So, there you go. There has been talk of him, of Schneider having a quarterback he's identified and trying to trade up. We did talk to Jaden Daniels. We talked to Drake May at the Combine. We talked to J.J. McCarthy. You know, I don't know. I wouldn't put it past him, but I'm not gonna play around with that scenario in this draft yet. I'm just gonna stick with what I got, and if there's some good trades to trade down, I will explore them. Like this one right here, 2 picks. Yeah, I'll drop down 2 picks. No problem. Sure, Dallas Turner's on the board, but I've already drafted him. I want to try a different scenario, and this one's going to be different because a lot of the people I've drafted previously are off the board. Okay, so 18 for 16, 49. No, 80. They'll throw us in 80. And we'll just take that. You could probably press him for a little bit more, but so I took Jared Verse, Dallas Turner. Now we're on the clock. We might as well take Fasciano at this point. Now I know Lucas could come back strong as ever, and we'd have 2 excellent tackles, but I think it's easier for tackles to go in and play guard than it is for guards to play tackles. That's usually just a matter of anatomy. Usually guards are shaped like guards and not like tackles. So Fasciano is definitely tackle shaped, I guess you call it. But I think either he or Lucas could kick inside if they needed to. So I'm just going to go ahead and take him at this point because he's a really good player. All right, so 92. Now that's too far down. So here we have the ability to take Michael Pratt if we thought that he was going to be a good player. I like Michael Pratt. I like him a lot. I don't really want to explore that option right now. What do I want to do, though? We need linebackers, but I'm not that sold on Jeremiah Trotter. I think he's just a bit undersized. Although it's hard to draft against bloodlines. Usually players who are the children of NFL coaches or NFL players tend to be pretty good, but I just don't think that I want to draft Jeremiah Trotter right now. But speaking of bloodlines, Brendan Rice. Let's say we cut Tyler Lockett. Brendan Rice would be an excellent addition at this point. I'm of course more a fan of Malachi Corley, but it looks like he's gone. It looks like he's already been taken. So I'm gonna, even though it's the strength of our team, I don't want to fight the board too much, and I'm going to do Brendan Rice right here. We have 2 picks in a row. Austin Booker kind of failed at the Combine, I want to say. He wasn't as athletic as it seemed, but he has a lot of production. I think a lot of upside. I believe I've taken him before. So, just for the sake of being different, maybe I'll take Gabriel Murphy. He had an excellent year last year, and he's been very consistent over the course of his career. So let's do Gabriel Murphy here, and we will take, let's see, very interested in Mason McCormick here. But we need a linebacker, and I don't know if we're going to get another one by 119. So I'm going to go and take Maris Liafu right here. He's a bit of a maniac, but I love his energy. He's unstoppable. He's an unstoppable force. He's always a little bit impatient. He doesn't always take, the right path to the ball carrier, but he always wants to be in on the play. And I think that if we can just coach that up and funnel all that energy in a more playmaking, consistent basis, I think he's going to be a great player. So I'm going to take Maris at that point. Now we are at 119. Some beef in the middle would be nice. Leonard Taylor, inconsistent, but I think that with the right coaching, he can be a force. Justin Aboigbe would be nice here too, but I think this time I'm going to go Leonard Taylor. Okay, and at 151, we still have not addressed the tight end position. Dallin Holker's right here. Zach Zinter's here too, though. I really like Zach Zinter. Let's see. We have 3 picks. We need a safety and tight ends. So, it's a tough call. Let's do Zach Zinter. And, let's do Joe Milton as a prospect, quarterback prospect, and then we do need a tight end here. So let's go. Tanner McLaughlin's good, but he's more of like a receiver. I think Jared Wiley's a bit more well-rounded. Let's do Jared Wiley at this point. Okay, so we did get 1 extra pick in the draft. I maybe could have traded around a little bit more, but I kind of liked how the board was falling. So let's say we cut Tyler Lockett. So we have Fashanu, Brendan Rice, which gives us a really nice receiver group, I think. I think Brendan Rice can be a Doug Baldwin type route runner. I mean, he's really that good, I think, my opinion. Gabriel Murphy would be a solid edge rusher if we decide to either trade or do something with Darrell Taylor, who was kind of like a designated pass rusher only. Liafu, someone I like, linebacker. I like his play a lot. He does need to be channeled. All that energy needs to be channeled in a more productive manner, I think. But I think the potential is there to have a really special player. Same with Leonard Taylor, guy who I think needs some good coaching and to be more consistent and give the effort on every play. Ordinarily, let's be honest, this isn't the guy I would probably draft if it were up to me. But this is just a mock just to see how it happens. I'm probably not going to draft him again, but I don't like to draft the same people over and over again. And Zach Zinter is just a guy I like. I like Zach Zinter a lot. This gives us some flexibility on our O-line if we don't re-sign Damian Lewis. Joe Milton, if we can put his arm on like a person with a brain, then we'd really have something here. I don't know, maybe... He's been in college forever. He's played forever, and he's never been consistent. He just hasn't. But those flashes, man, those flashes are pretty amazing. And then we had no tight ends. We have no tight ends in the roster except for maybe Brady Russell if we resign him as an exclusive rights free agent. So I anticipate us signing some tight ends as free agent. It's hard to have like a whole roster of rookie tight ends. It's just, I think it's too important of a position. But we did pick up a good one, I think, in Jared Wiley, who I don't actually think will last in the 7th round. Pick 233 in the real draft, but here he's going to give us something to start with. Okay, so that is our class for this 4th version of the draft, the first one post-combine and post-roster reshaping, if you will. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Who would you have drafted instead? Who would you take? Which direction would you gone? Who do you like? Who do you not like? And just let me know so that I can roll that around in my brain for next time. All right, guys. I appreciate it. Take care. Have fun. and enjoy your week.